What's going on, guys? I'm Aaron from PhoneDog.com, and yeah, I guess you could say I was a little bit amazed when I'm sorry, I had to do the play on words. When the FedEx guy showed up at my door today. Here it is, the HTC Amaze 4G. It's coming to T-Mobile on October 12th with pre-orders starting on October 10th. Now this one's a little bit more expensive than the typical $199 device. It's actually $259.99, but it offers a dual-core Snapdragon processor that clocks in at 1.5 gigahertz, a 4.3-inch display, and supposedly an 8-megapixel camera that's the best camera of any smartphone. Now, is this the Android device to get? Because you know we have the Nexus Prime or the Galaxy Nexus or the Galaxy Prime, whatever you want to call it, coming soon from Samsung and from Google. Is this the one to get, or should you hold off? We'll try and find out a little bit of that in the unboxing, but first, special thanks to my boys at Best Buy because they've hooked us up with a bunch of phones like this for use in our One Paw Bandit game. When you go into Best Buy Mobile, they'll help you pick carriers because they're unbiased. They'll help you whether it's T-Mobile, Sprint, AT&T, or Verizon. They'll give you unbiased advice and help you pick the one that's right for you at Best Buy Mobile. And also, special thanks to my buddies at HTC for hooking us up with a unit. Let's go check it out. HTC Amaze 4G. Is this device really amazing and worth the $260? We'll find out starting right now. Alright, here it is. A nice surprise on a Friday morning. The HTC Amaze 4G in the PhoneDog Labs. Now this thing comes to T-Mobile on October 12th, but pre-orders start on October 10th at T-Mobile.com. Now this is going to cost $259.99 after a $50 mail-in rebate card, so it's a little bit more expensive, and it's kind of interesting to see that they're passing that $199.99 price tier, that kind of invisible price tier that's been there for so long. And so you see the shadows because I'm doing this in sunlight. So I thought, hey, natural lighting, this might be a little bit better. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about specs. It's got a dual-core 1.5 gigahertz Snapdragon S3 processor, and then it has a 4.3-inch QHD display with 540 by 960 pixels. It has HTC Sense 3.0, so you're coming from the Sensation, you're coming from the Evo 3D. You're going to be used to the platform that it has on here as well. 8-megapixel camera on the back with auto face detect and dual flash. That's cool. I guess I could talk about these while I'm unboxing the actual device. But you can see it comes in the typical T-Mobile box here, and you can see back here Wi-Fi, 4G, Snapdragon S3, 1.5 gigahertz, 4.3-inch QHD, 2-megapixel front-facing camera. You got your 8-megapixel camera on the back with 1080p HD video recording. Now you don't get a lot in the box, which is interesting because as these prices go up, you kind of would expect to at least get a headset or something like that. But you do get a start guide, you get a handset recycling program, you get terms and conditions, return policy, all that good stuff. Some good reading material, and then you got your USB cable and these cornstarch bags that are environmentally friendly. So kudos to HTC for doing those. And so you can see here's the USB cable. Nothing really to be surprised about or write home about. It's typical HTC stuff that comes in the box, although the cornstarch bags are dark gray now. So if that's a surprise for you, well then that's a surprise. So here's the device, and I'm actually going to zoom in a little bit so you can see, get a little closer to it. As you see, it comes with a sticker on it. Please use the new SIM card in this box so you can use the features. I'm going to pull that off and so you can see. This might be, I'm going to be honest with you, this might be the best designed Android device I've ever seen in my entire life. This is just very fluid. It actually has kind of an iOS, or I mean an Apple look and feel to it. You know, and regardless of what you say about the iPhone, it really did set a bar with the iPhone 4 with that metal design and beautiful glass. Kind of same thing going on here. You can see the edge is raised up, so the display is kind of raised up. Not going to be a good thing if you drop it, as people that own iPhone 4s can attest. But still, beautiful design. Got this nice metal side, got a metal back here. Then you have some nice soft touch plastic on the back and HTC and your 8-megapixel camera. So this, I'm actually going to go out on a limb here and say this is the nicest Android device I've ever seen in my entire life. And it's also very, very firm, very sturdy, feels good in the hand. You know, I've often commented, all the way from HTC to Samsung, some of the Android phones and heck, the Windows phones as well, they're a little creaky, they're a little bit, sometimes you'll feel the sides like with the Evo, with the original Evo, and they creak or do something like that. This is the best feeling handset I have ever felt on the Android platform. So kudos to them, they did a good job there. And then you can see the back comes off, much like the Sensation, it comes off just like that. You get that nice little metal side, and of course the signal strength is going to go nuts. But I wanted to remove the battery so you could see what it was like, coming out of a cold boot as opposed to just coming off on standby. And also to show you that it comes with a 1,730 milliamp hour battery. But we'll put this back in. So it has that kind of similar feel to the Sensation 4G where the whole back cover comes off. But you can see how the display is lifted and elevated, which gives it a nice feel. And again, that metal just looks fantastic. So huge kudos to them. This is a huge design improvement versus Android devices of the past. But you can see the 8-megapixel camera with a dual LED flash. You've got on the side here your volume rocker. You've got your camera buttons, a camera button and a video recording button. And then over here your micro USB charging port, which looks like it doubles up as an HDMI port. And I want to make sure, I'm over here looking at the cheat sheet just to make sure. Yeah, it does. HDMI mirroring. for streaming storage. Yeah, so it is an HDMI port as well. Android 2.3 on this device, like I said, with Sense running over top of it, and it does support T-Mobile's HSPA Plus 42 megabits per second. So this thing theoretically should be a pretty fast device. I'm going to try and zoom in here so you can kind of see the screen. Maybe it was a bad idea to do it in the sun. Let's see here. It's probably not a good idea. I'm going to close this window actually, so bear with me. It worked really well until we tried to use the display. So here's our sunlight test, just to see what it looks like in direct sunlight. So you can see here. There we go. That's a little bit better. And you can see what it looks like. So super fast, you know, just in early testing, and again, it's still kind of loading up. But again, Sense 3.0, Android 2.3, feels good in the hand. It's got a great feel to it. I was going to look over here in the cheat sheet and see how much it weighed, but I can't find it. There it is, 6.1 ounces. So a little bit on the heavy side, but nothing nothing too major. But again, that's design. I just can't get over how pretty this phone is and just how nice it looks. And just to compare it to, actually I have the iPhone over here on the desk. So I'll show you just in comparison. You can see some kind of similar cues, design cues. And I hate to compare everything to iOS, but there's some similar design cues here where you really feel like you have a premium handset in your pocket. Is that a premium handset in your pocket, or are you just excited to see me? You can see here, here's our text messages. I just want to do a quick text message test. And so you can see 4.3-inch display. Yes, I know, simple. Okay, apparently I typed too fast for it. Yeah, I know, come on. Let's get out of that. Hey there, let's do the quick run Fox. Maybe I should take that spelling or make the initial test. Quick Run Fox is ready for the weekend. How about that? Quick Run Fox is freaking lazy for the weekend. And so maybe I should actually take that test after all. But you can see here it comes with HTC's keyboard, which doubles up, I'm assuming, with a swipe thing too. Yeah, there we go. Has a swipe type technology built in to the HTC keyboard. So no swipe pre-installed out of the box, but you do get HTC's variant of that as well. And because it's a 4.3-inch display, it's nice and elongated in landscape form, so people with large thumbs can use it with ease. So not a whole lot of difference here on the design front. You still have your home, your menu, your back, your search buttons down here at the bottom. And let's see what comes pre-installed in the box as well. You get 411 and more. You get Highlight, HTC Hub, HTC Likes. I can't get over how nice this device is. That's just it's very different in comparison to these kind of plasticky devices we've seen as of late. So T-Mobile Name ID, T-Mobile TV HD, visual voicemail, video chat, and then T-Mobile Mall as well, Slacker. And then of course you have your ability to scroll over between frequent and downloads. So no real changes to HTC Sense 3.0 here. You've still got your quick settings over here in the notifications bar where I can flip back and forth and see how much memory I have free. Now this thing does have a gigabyte of RAM, so that's nice. I mean, so this, you know, it's a high-end Android phone. Yeah, it's a little bit more expensive, but I mean, I can't get over how great this feels in the hand. Just premium quality, feels really good. And again, you know, very fast. So, you know, we'll have to do some tests to see how fast that 1.5 gigahertz dual-core Snapdragon is. But I can tell you, you know, at least for me, I remember when I unboxed the Sensation in San Francisco, and right out of the gate, I was like, there's a little bit of a lag here, even though it's a dual-core 1.2 gigahertz processor. I'm not really seeing it over here. So hopefully that little speed bump served it well, and hopefully we're not going to see any of those lags that we saw sometimes on the Evo 3D and on the Sensation 4G. So all in all, a beautiful device, and the screen is absolutely gorgeous as well. And you have those typical personalization options that you get with all the HTC devices that are running since 2.0 and up, but you know, especially in 3.0, you get your scenes, you get your skins, wallpapers, lock screen, so you can change that lock screen like you can in all 3.0 devices. So we can make it the weather, for example, and yeah, that's kind of a battery suck, but you can see when I turn it off and back on, bam, it brings up the local Charlotte weather. So it brings that up, and of course I can drag these down if I wanted to and go straight back into messages and do another text message. So beautiful display. This QHD display looks nice. I'm not really seeing any pixelation or anything. It's a good looking device through and through, and I'm excited to test this because again, it really it brings a new name to Android. It's these high-end kind of premium quality devices. Really gives it a good name and a good look. So it'll be interesting to test it some more in the coming days and coming weeks with dogfights, so be sure to stay tuned. Much more coverage to come on PhoneDog.com with the HTC Amaze 4G and its awesome camera and Android 2.3 and its beautiful build quality. We'll put it to the test and see if this is really the device to have or if you should wait for something else. Be sure to like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog. We're giving away a bunch of tablets, or we were giving away a bunch of tablets. We're not doing any giveaways right now, but we always do giveaways, so you should like us because we're super cool. And you like how I just backed out of that because I'm totally in the habit of saying we're giving away awesome tablets. That's okay. I'm going to be honest. You guys are my friends. I'm going to be honest with you. That's exactly what was happening. But like us on Facebook, Facebook.com/PhoneDog, and follow me on Twitter as well, PhoneDog_Aaron, and on Facebook at Facebook.com youtube.com/PhoneDogAB. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have an awesome weekend, and stay tuned for more coverage on the HTC Amaze 4G.